What is up guys, Andy Forrest Team Runner here and welcome to week 2 of this sub 74 half marathon training series. So welcome back to another episode of this sub 74 half marathon training series, and this week is going to be another good one. We've got more fast intervals tomorrow, a tempo run on Thursday, and a Canova workout on the weekend. So it's going to be action-packed, high intensity, awesome adrenaline pumping stuff. Well, for me anyway. But today, as always, we kickstart the week with a moderate Monday. Same route as last week, out on the trails, around 9 miles it ended up being last week. So following the same sort of pattern, and right now I am 9 days away from my first race. When you see this, 3 days. Next Wednesday, Hereford 5k in the evening. Cannot wait. Obviously just a bit of fun. It's a 5k, nothing serious, not tapering for it. I won't do a workout the day before, but no taper or anything, just go in there, hopefully set a new PB, because our last official PB was 16:58 from the same event 2 years ago. So it'd be nice to go and hopefully, fingers crossed if all goes well, lay down a good time and get this block off to a good start. So with that out of the way, we'll finish this moderate run and we'll see you tomorrow for the first of the workouts. Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday. We're going to try this shot again because last week the SD card was full. So we're up here at the cycle track. As you can see, the straight of the cycle track, the only bit that's straight, and we're out here to do our first interval workout of the week. Today on the cards, very similar to last week. Last week we had 5 by 2 minutes, 5 by 1 minutes, and then 5 by 30 seconds fast or something like that. Today we have 6 by 2 minutes at 5:20s, same pace as the 2 minutes last week. We then have 6 by 30 seconds at 5 flat pace, so quicker, and then we have 4 by 50 meters fast. So another quick one today. We have a GPS black spot literally around this corner. Every time I was starting a rep last week on the 200 meter workout, anytime I would go down this way, the GPS went crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run about 50 meters down that way to start the watch. So we'll get started down there and we'll go 2 minutes out and back, keep going back up and down here. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. You know me, intervals, not my favourite thing, so we'll see how we go. Okay, workout complete. So that was really good. I felt really good. The GPS, on the other hand, did not want to play ball. So what I learned part way through, I think I said to you, if I start down that end, there's a black spot right there. My watch, if I started my 2 minute reps up there, I ended up starting around 6:20 pace when I was really motoring, and so it wasn't until I was well over halfway down there that my watch might get to 5:50, 5:45, and so it would slowly chip away. But the problem is that I'd already lost time at the beginning because of that black spot, and so I was chasing my tail. So I had to be really careful around rep 3 or 4. I was like, okay, I can feel myself pushing too hard. I'm going well past 5:20 pace right now. I was really starting to breathe heavy, and I thought, stop chasing the watch, stop chasing the GPS. You know what pace you're running, just stick at it, hold. And then sometimes I get a good rep and other times I wouldn't. there was a black spot that seemed to be either end. When it came to 30-second reps into 50 meters, it was fine, because what I did is I started at this sign here, and we have a much more open canopy along here. So after the first couple of 30 seconds one where I started back there, and the GPS was all messed up, the last 4 I got in the right pace zone because the GPS was picking it up. So just trusted myself, trusted the pace that I was running. GPS doesn't always play ball. It is what it is. You just got to be really careful not to start chasing the watch, because if GPS goes, you could be really working way too hard. And then the 50-meter ones, they were fine. I stayed in the open bit. So yeah, although Strava or Garmin or whatever won't quite show the effort today, I know the effort I put in, and I feel really good about it. Felt really good. The Pumas again were fantastic. Time for a cool down. COVID jab tomorrow, number 1, and then I'll see you Thursday for a workout if we're feeling all right. So welcome to Thursday, and today you join me out here doing a tempo run. Today we have 30 minutes at 5:40s and then 30 minutes at 6:40s. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We had our first vaccination yesterday, and yeah, I felt really great yesterday. I woke up this morning relatively groggy, bit of a sore arm, standard stuff, so hopefully it won't play any impact on this. So the long and short of it is, I'm not on the industrial estate because I don't want to be. I picked a route that is going to have the least rolling hills on the trails. So I'm not going to be too precious about 540s. Obviously I want to be, but I think there'll be about a couple of 100 foot in the 30 minutes. It's as flat as I can get, and whilst we're in the early stages of training, it's good to scope out these types of routes, because obviously we're going to get more specific as time goes on. So we won't want to be doing stuff that is going to overcook us come those last 10 weeks. That's the crucial part. So right now, as much as this is crucial, I can also do a little bit of experimentation in terms of trying to find somewhere decent to run. So I've come out to the edge of the main road here, which what we're going to do is we're going to start just past this overhanging bush here, and then we're going to go down, flat, sharp up, long down, long gentle up, flat, down, up, flat. And I think that's good. It sounds like Morse code, doesn't it? That's going to be 30 minutes. We'll see. So without further ado, I need to crack on because it's now coming up to 25 past 6. I got a school run to do. I've done a 2-mile warm-up, the standard stuff, 15 minutes I should say, with a little tempo pickup at the end just to get the heart rate up. I've walked for too long, so let's see how we get on. Okay, 30-minute tempo done. It was around 5:52 average, slightly slower on paper than I'd wanted because we're meant to be 5:40s, but I have never ever tempoed like that on the trails and felt so good and strong. So I said to you at the beginning, I'm not going to be precious about effort, and I'm certainly not after that. That was madness. I am, wow, very happy with that. Clocking those, slowest was a 5:55 and then fastest 5:49, but it was permanently up or down. And yeah, wow, that is a strength builder right there. So 30 minutes at 6:40 now, and then that'll be today done with a little cool down. Okay, so I've had to stop a little bit early. Guts have dropped, and yeah, I need to get home rather quickly, so I thought there's no point in even trying to run through this because I'm getting really bad stomach cramps. So I've had to pull it at 45 minutes, so I've only got a couple of miles of the 640s done. So the main bulk of the work's done, but sweat in the eyes and yeah, something else is about to happen. So I need to, I shouldn't share this with you, but it's all part of training, I guess. It's dodgy food last night has meant my stomach is rather upset this morning. So we got the I guess the important tempo bit done and sadly didn't finish it off. But either way, that is how it goes sometimes. A bit shorter mileage today, so just over 9 miles, 2 miles warm up and then 7.28 it's come up as, and a mile shuffle home before we attempt an easy run tomorrow. So whilst I wipe the sweat out of my eyes, I'll see you then. So welcome to Friday, and today we're out here doing 8 miles easy on the trails. And unlike last week, I am going to keep an eye on my heart rate because last week, as I mentioned, heart rate was a little bit high. Trying to run my old easy pace with more intense sessions in the week just did not work. So dialing it back, and I am going to keep heart rate on screen for 2 or 3 miles just to dial it in, and then I'll flick off it and just enjoy the run. So upon reflection today, over the last couple of sessions this week, a little bit of frustration, got to be honest, keeping it honest. Tuesday session, well, let's start off by saying both sessions felt great, but first session, Tuesday, GPS black spot, that was a bit annoying. Starting every rep when you're meant to be running 520s and you're 30 seconds into a rep and your watch is saying 620 or 6 flat, because at the beginning the GPS has gone a bit haywire. You're then chasing the rep, and I learned, as I said at the time, after the third rep, ignore the watch and just run the pace, and a lot of the paces eventually got there, but I know not to run there again. So that's number one. And then yesterday, the tempo run, well, that was annoying, having to cut the workout short. I hate cutting things short, especially because I needed the toilet. That hasn't happened to me in a long time. I had my first jab corona thing on Wednesday, and my stomach on Wednesday evening, I had no side effects. It was brilliant, just a tiny sore arm, that was it. But I tell you, my stomach went into overdrive on Wednesday night. I have no idea if that's a side effect or not, but I didn't eat anything dodgy that I was aware of. So come Thursday morning, there was a few cramps there and things. So, you know, I've got to write it off, we've got to move on, but I need to use these Fridays to reflect and accept when things didn't go quite to plan. So we've learned this week not to run that route on Tuesday, and even actually that route was probably a little bit too hilly on Thursday's tempo. Again, I'm going to have to find somewhere flatter. It might have to incorporate a mile stretch of the industrial estate, but I'll have to see. In a loop, I have a loop, 4 mile loop in mind that's relatively flat and will be fine when the weather dries up. So watch this space on that one. Other than that, feeling great, keeping the heart rate still, even though I'm talking to you, nice and relaxed. So we're just going to work in and around this pace, get today's 8 miles done, and then tomorrow we have our first Canova session of the vlog. Whoop, whoop. Welcome to Saturday. It's not a Canova workout at all. I read the wrong week on my plan. Today is near enough 15 miles, 14.91 to be precise. And today we're doing some alternating reps. So 500 meters at 6 flat pace, which was what we were training at in the last block for our goal marathon pace, and then 1k at 640s, which is moderate. So just flipping between the two, and we're doing that 16 times. So I just picked out a route because it's a cycle track, a few undulations in there, keep it interesting rather than going up and down, and I'm excited. However, I'm suffering from lower back issues at the moment. Yesterday my lower back came on strong, very tight, and any of you know with lower back you really feel like you lose all power, no matter how much you activate your glutes. It really saps away the energy, so I'm also going to be very conscious of how that feels today. So I am resorting to the first couple on the industrial estate just to see if it feels okay, because if it doesn't, we just cut it and do it again another day, or just move on. So other than that, feeling good. Aerobically great, so we're going to crack on. We're running 6:35 pace for this first K, and yeah, touch base when we're on a cycle track. Okay, we're up on the cycle track, and GPS issues strike again. So, if you like that pace, 8:28. So, the second kilometre and then the third 500 are a little bit uphill, so the pace is, well, we're nowhere near where it should be. But then I have to do that to get onto the cycle track. So now I'm on my third kilometre, and I came out through that black spot and boom, GPS has gone. I think it's just hovering around 8 something, so, and the distance is ticking off really slowly, so I'm going to manually lap this at around 0.55 miles rather than 0.61, because I'm running way over the kilometre anyway, and hope that it picks back up. Okay, no drama llama, keep calm, because anger and frustration is wasted energy when you're running, but this GPS thing is getting a little bit stupid. Still on rep 6 right now, and I've probably had 3 or 4 reps now where it's been a minute, 2 minutes over what it should have been. So I'm running 6:40, it's coming up in the 8s, or if I'm meant to be running 6s, it's coming up in the 7s. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up running 16, 17 miles if this keeps carrying on, and there's no point. So what I'm going to do is, when I get to the bottom of this hill, all the way down here, I'm going to be at Cannock Ponds. Cannock Ponds is where I did my 15 by K Kipchoge session in my marathon block, and I did a couple of other runs here too. It's just a flat road, and I'm going to go up and down there 2 or 3 times, try and lock in GPS, and see if I can get some accurate readings. And then once I've got some accurate readings, I'll head back up the cycle track the other way. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's hope it works. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this when I'm resorting to the industrial estate. I'm down at Cannock Ponds, and it's just got even worse. I just ran 500 metres in 7:40 something pace, so it's not picking up. My moderate right now is 7:20s, and yeah, it's jammed. So I'm going to head back up the cycle track, get to the top. If it's still jammed, I'll stop the watch, find some signal, and do the last sort of 4 or 5 miles on the industrial estate, so I'm just treating this right now as surges. Relax on the K's, and when the beep goes, just surge and just ignore the watch. Okay, I've stopped the watch. I've got to 11, I've done 11, so I've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to do, and I don't think I'm going to have time, to be honest with you, because I'm going to be back by 10 o'clock. So I'm now going to stand here and wait for GPS to come back to me. That was really frustrating. I could tell towards the end there, frustrations were creeping in. I could feel energy draining, and it's never good when that happens. So everything was coming up in the 7s. Whatever I did, it was like the GPS was just jammed in the 7-minute mile range, everything I did, and that came up as 10 point something miles for those 11. Wow, I can assure you I've pretty much done a loop of the cycle track, which is 9 miles in itself, and I did a 2 and a bit mile warm up to get there, plus I've run off the cycle track and up here, so realistically I've done at least 12 miles so far. I've only got really a couple to go, so I might have to just call the last couple short. I've run this route a million times and I know exactly where I am and how long that is, so it is very frustrating. So GPS is taking forever. Let's recap the week, get that done, sign off, and then I'll go and finish these last 2 reps. Monday, steady, moderate, really good. Not a lot more to say about that really, just felt quality. Tuesday, a good workout again, GPS issues being the grief of me, exactly the same as today. And then, but again, felt really good, like I do today, feel really good today, just GPS is pissing me off, excuse my language. Wednesday, rest day. Thursday, again, another quality workout, tempo run on the hill, actually starting here and running this way, really solid. Going to pick a different route next time, learned that lesson, but overall very happy with that. Yesterday was a nice easy run, kept the heart rate lower, 138, so that was solid. And today, I'll put on screen what ends up happening today. Still waiting for GPS, nowhere near getting there, so it really did lose it at that cycle track clearly. So again, we know for next time. I don't know why these things happen to me, because everyone else seems to run around the forest as okay, but GPS on my watches just do not seem to like it. So that will be wrapping up just shy of a 50-mile week, so a little bit lower than last week, but that just ended up being because of me having to cut Thursday short. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Bit of a frustrating end, but it is what it is. If you enjoyed today's video guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. GPS has just arrived, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then.